guys, it's Monday. We'll be leaving this Friday or Saturday for power tour. So we're into our disc brake conversion. So I'm going to do this side. I'm going to show you guys what I was doing on this side. Well, the disc brake conversion anyway. We're down to the wire. Matt's down to the wire. I'm down to the wire. Everything's down to the wire. Hopefully all this stuff goes together the way it's supposed to. And who knows? Who knows? So I'll be happy to get rid of these drum brakes. That would be a big plus. So normally you can whip out the top ball joint and the bottom ball joint and you can leave this whole thing together. But the way this backing plate is, it sticks the spindle, so you can't get the spindle off. So you have to take the whole thing apart. That's what I'm getting at. So that's what we're going to do. Ain't a big deal. So you have this. This is your bearing nut, your bearing. And this is the cotter key. So we're going to straighten that thing out. Maybe. We'll get the cotter pin out of there. Can you guys see? I didn't check. Yeah, you guys can see. Ah, cool. Move you guys in a little bit. I'll move you guys in a little bit. Maybe drop you down a little. Huh, how about that? There we go. There's our cotter pin. Look out. I usually have a big pair of channel locks laying around. We're going to see if we can do it with the needle nose. Yes, we can. Okay, because these shouldn't be wicked. They shouldn't be like torqued down to nothing. They should be, you know, relatively decent to get off. And then you're just going to snatch this drum right off of there, bearings and all. Try to keep everything together. I mean, you'll take that nut out of there. Like this nut will come off. I don't know what I do with my rag. So I don't have a rag. Grab another rag here in a minute. We'll put that in our dust cap. So all the greasy stuff is together. The rag was right behind us. And then you're just going to snatch this sucker right off of it. Now, like this has no mileage and the drums are good, but if that had a wear in the drum was really worn out, you'd have a ridge inside here. I hope you guys can see that. You'd have a ridge in here. And then the shoes would move out as they self-adjust. You'd have to back up the adjustment first. Because as these shoes go out, they'd wear like this path in the drum, and then there'd be an edge behind it. And then as these self-adjust out, you'd have that stuck edge. But you know, you don't have that problem. And we're just going to whip these off. First tool on the floor. Okay, it's that one. I believe these were different size. They are. It's this size right here. It is. And we had a wrench for the back. I believe that was 3/4 on the back. What's going on in there? A little curly cube brake line back there that's kind of, you got to maneuver around. No, it's not going to let me back it out. There we go. All right, there's our nut. Got a nut right there. Drop you guys down a little bit more. So there was 3 bolts on that. There's the top, there's this one, and then there's this one. That's what holds that backing plate on. There's our nut again. I guess we won't need that anymore. And then I'm going to disconnect this brake line. I'll move you guys around so you can see. And we'll put a light on here so maybe we can see better too. I can't see nothing. So I'm going to move you guys around a little bit. Okay guys, so this is the line that goes to the wheel cylinder. We just replaced these not that long ago. Well, 2 years or whatever it was when we started this, when we got this car. So I got my line wrench on there. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I'm trying to eat my wrench. Well, that knot is ugly. I might have put vice grips on that line last time. I got it on there one time, but man, that doesn't want to, only wants to go one way, I guess. It's moving pretty easy. If it's easy enough for fingers yet, but oh yeah, there we go. Alright. So then we'll get our line out of there. So there's our line loose. And then I had to put our needle nose. Come in here and try to snag this clip with all the grease. Nice. This looks like it got a mauled on something. It's like something got hungry on that thing. I think that's supposed to be bent up like that. What the hell did we hit? Kind of wondering what we hit with that thing. That thing shouldn't be all bent up like that. Something got up in there and whacked it. I don't remember that being like that. I mean, it looks like rusty, but I don't know. I don't remember it being all mangled. It's supposed to be straight. Yeah, it's supposed to be straight like that. I'll have to look at the, I highly doubt the tire got that, but I'll look at the tire to make sure. Man, this thing does not want to come off. What the heck? You guys are right in there. Might have to take you guys out of there. We do not want to. There we go. It's going to come out of there now. There we go. All right, so there's our clip. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Yep. Then this line will come out just like so. That'll be part of the whole mess there. I'll pull you guys back over here. Drop you guys back down, right there. All right, hopefully you guys can see everything there. So then we're gonna go after. So this should come right out of it. Once the bolts don't want to come out, but once you get these bolts out, it should pull right off of there. That's what's trapping us. This plate. Let me move it so we can see. Yeah, this backing plate overlaps and goes under the control arm slightly, so you're stuck. It pinches you in there. Get out of there. Something's holding us up. That one bolt? There it is. There's the one bolt. So there's our drum brake backing plate whole assembly. It's nicer when you can just whap the bottom and top ball joint off and just knock it off as a whole. But that thing being captured underneath you, you can't do it. So that's where you're at. This is your steering arm right here. I guess we don't need to take that off. We'll just leave it. We'll just let that hang down there for now. And then we're going to go to town on this. On these here. So I take my needle nose and we'll straighten out the cob pin. I should get rid of this grease so I can see what I'm doing. How many times are we going to put our grease in that? Our arm's going to be in that a lot, I think. Just because. Just because it can. So straighten these up straight as we can. Hopefully they just pull out and we don't have to mess with them too much. Oh yeah, buddy. Perfect. I like it. I like it when it does that. I'm gonna move our light a little bit. Still can't see. All right. I can't see nothing. I gotta get a light, guys. I gotta pause you for a minute. I got all this light and I can't see. Okay, we're gonna go back after these cotter pins. So this car is dirty, but I mean it's really low mileage and everything comes apart nice on it because it's not a wicked shit box, you know? I already pulled that one out. I'm sitting there hunting for it. You guys should have told me I already took that out. Alright, then I'm gonna go after we get the grinder. We're just gonna cut these because I don't mess with them because, well, look at it, it's a mess. So and I have new ones. We're not gonna reuse it. We're gonna chop it. Okay, here we go. We're gonna cut this. Okay, here we go. We chopped it right off of there. I thought that looked a little extra cloudy. Look at the disc we just cut that off with. I don't know what Matt's doing there. He must have been chewing on that thing. Anyway, cut it off. Yeah. Alright, guys. Clean this mess up. Get rid of all that shit. I mean, still pretty clean in there, considering, you know. Gotta love I like low mileage stuff, I'll tell you. I don't miss working on rusty shit. This kind of needs new bushings. We're not doing it. We're not going to do, like the ball joint, we'll check them, but I'm not going to change them anyway. They're the factory deals, but I think within the next year or two, I'm going to end up doing a body off on this car because it's a really good car. It's not rusty. Everything is like nice, you know. It's like it's not a major shit box. So I think we're going to clean everything. We're going to paint underneath and pull the body out off the frame, and just, you know, really go through it. And that's how I do these. So I zip it right there. I'll zip those nuts. Ain't gonna let us do it with that. Ain't gonna let us do it with that. We'll do it with this. You gonna see everything? That looks like okay. Okay, I don't want to pull them all the way off either. Don't put them to the last thread either. I'll keep plenty of thread in there. So I'm gonna wheel on this in a minute, and we're gonna pop them loose. Okay, I like that one. Then we're going to do the same to the bottom. This is how I do the spindles when I go and get like the S10 spindles for the G-body. I leave everything on it. The caliper, the rotor, everything is still on it. I zip these out, get the tie rod end off, blast those things out, and just take the whole thing as an assembly. I even take the hose most of the time. I don't use it, but I think I did on the last one though. I think we super cheaped out on the cutlass last time. That was kind of like a budget deal. Perfect. All right, we got plenty of thread in there, so when it bangs, you don't want to leave it so there's no at all. This has a shock in it still, but you know, you don't want to leave like no thread where this thing can blow down so hard that it tears the nut off the end. You don't want to do that. Because I moved you around a little bit. So now we're going to beat on this one first. We'll get it to let go. See how that popped? We're losing all our tools, but see how that popped? So that's ready to go. So the threads are holding that. It's got plenty of thread. And I don't like if you drive the fork in there, you ruin this. The boot is junk. It's gonna trash it. If you wail on it, it comes out. So, I mean, you know, pick your battle, I guess. See, now the top one's blowing out. Don't just take them off either. But, so we're done beating on stuff. So that thing's ready to come off. I'm gonna clean up the tools. And then I'll bring it back. I use these stands to hold the stuff up. Make sure it's on a flat. Or put it down on the floor with a jack stand or whatever you gotta do. Make sure that this thing is stout. I mean, we have the shocks in there, so it's good, but you know, I always try to make sure that this is pretty stout because this is taking the weight of that. Well, the shock's gonna have it, but I just like having extra stuff in there. And just raise it up enough. See how it's coming up? You'll see it coming off of there. And then you can take your nuts off. Take this one off. And they have spots on here. I hope you guys can see it. But there's like a flat spot there. That's where you can hit it with the hammer. They have spots where you can beat on them. And I don't know if that's what they're there for. Probably not, but that's what we use them for. All right, and there's our spindle. Spindle's off. So there's a drum brake spindle. And then we'll take this here and put it in the drum, put the bolts, everything back in as an assembly. We got plenty of dirt in here. We should probably clean up a little bit. I'm going to clean up a little bit here. So I'm going to pause you guys because I'm just going to wire brush some of the crap out of there and then I'll bring you back. Alright guys, here's our assembly. So they give you a new spindle, then your plate for your, oh you can't see me. Let me get over here where you can see. Alright. So they give us a new spindle, right there. And then you have your plate, you have your thing for your, caliper bracket. That'll bolt on, and then your dust shield. And then this is just gonna go right in place of where the other thing was, where the drum brake one was. So we'll put this on there. Alright. Get stabbed right on there like so. We'll put a nut on the bottom. Heck yeah. How are we looking? Can you guys see? Looks like you can see. Alright. So I'll do that, and then, like that one's pretty far away, so I'll just raise this up some. Because if you load this slightly, not lift it up so hard that it falls off the lift, but like lift it up enough where this has some pressure on it, and these will go in a lot better. Like sometimes you try to put this nut on and the whole shaft will spin. If you put some weight on it, like, you know, with one of these, it helps. It ain't gonna help so much with the top one because there ain't much you can do, but when you zip it, it'll tighten right up. I think we can actually just do that one with the wrench because I think we have the whoa. I don't like that gap in there. Why is that gap in there? I'm gonna put the gun to it, but oh, maybe the boot's just wasted. Those boots on those ball joints ain't so hot. They're pretty crushed up, you know. They're not in awesome shape. So we will tighten them right up. Zip, bam, boom. Oh, went the wrong way. Zip, bam, boom, right off. All right, we gotta go where for the cotter pin. We gotta go a little bit more. Where is it? Did we lose it? Where's that cotter pin? I don't know where our cotter pin is. Oh, we're almost there. We're gonna go a little bit more. Get the cotter pin in. Needs a touch. You should never reuse your cotter pins either. You should never ever do that. We're almost there. We might have to touch that just a little bit more. Feels like it wants to be funny. We might give it a little touch. One more little touch. That's the ticket. Never reuse those. Should always replace them. Okay, let's see what we got going on down here. How are you guys looking? Okay. Pretty tight. You lined up? No, we gotta go some more. Might end up backing that one off. We're just getting our light. We're gonna retrieve our light. Might have to loosen that sucker up a little bit. Well, we got it. We probably got it. Oh yeah. We can go a touch more. We got it. We got it made. We got it made. That should do us. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everything wants to fall when you start hammering on stuff. Imagine that. Heck yeah. Oh. And we just bend it down like that. Don't reuse them, ever. Okay, next. We'll put our steering arm back in. It's gonna end up in there. Like that. I'm gonna find some bolts and some hardware for us, and then I'm gonna pause. And I'm gonna move you guys over here so you can see what's going on. Yeah, looks pretty good. Okay guys, so this is our hardware. So we're gonna jab these bolts in there. They just go right through that spindle and right into the steering arm. So that should line up somewhere there. Right there. The back one. Go right there. Huh. That doesn't seem long enough. It's like no bolt sticking out. What the? Anyway, they got us on the hardware. They boned us on the hardware. They got us. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that? You can. That bolt's nowhere near long enough. Dang it! Oh, I wonder if the old ones are longer. They are longer. Well, look at this, guys. This is the this is the new one, and this is the old one. Look at the difference in the length. Probably just enough to make that just right. I'm going to use the old hardware. That's what we're going to do. We're going to use old hardware. Let's see how it goes in there. It goes right in there. There's plenty of thread coming out the back. Dang it. So we're going to use old hardware. I ain't running those bolts that are too short. That nut ain't even going to stick through the other side. I don't want it. Those are perfect. Damn. Well, it is what are you going to do? It is what it is. I'm going to use the old hardware. There's nothing we can do. Can't get it out now. You can't. There's nothing to push on in the back. Come on, get out of there. Did I put a nut on that? Oh, that's why. I put a nut on it. Duh. Coming out with a nut on it. Yeah, same thing. Seems to fit the hole nice, so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. All right, we'll rip them with a gun. Do you believe it's that one? It is. We have a wrench. Yes, we do. We're going to tighten it up. You see what we're doing here? Yeah. So there's our nut. Can you see it? Whoa. There's our nut on the back, right there. That's what we're going after. We're gonna zippity do that right there. Nice and tight. We'll do the same with this back one. Right here. Now it should be tight. We're gonna hit this one again. Okay, we got to tighten this one big one on the front. So that's pretty much the back. Let me move you to the front. Move you guys to the front. So those are our two used bolts. We're going to tighten this big one up. Oh, you can't see it. Raise you guys up. Zoom you out a little bit. There we go. All right, so those are the two bolts we tightened. There's one here and there's one there. And then this big one on top. One. And you have the stake here, so you can use this side or that side. You don't need to use both sides, but you use one side. Come on. It's good enough. It's a good enough. It's a good. And then you stake that thing over. We'll get our hammer and stuff ready here. There you go. And then you just stake that little tab, and that holds the nothing back and off. And that's that. And then we're going to go dig rotors out of the bag and the box ends. And we're going to pack bearings, and we're going to put grease in there. Yeah, buddy. And that's what we're going to do. All right, I'm going to pause you guys for a bit. I'm going to dig out some stuff and get some stuff ready. I'll bring you over and show you what we got, though. We bring you right over here. And I'll show you what we're doing next. That's what we're doing next, right there. Right there is what we're doing next. So we're going to grease. I'll pack these bearings and figure out our hardware situation. I'll open these boxes and get our rotors out. This is all our rotors and wheel bearings. And I don't know why we have an extra set of races, because there's already races in the rotor. So I don't know what all that's about. Unless they're not in the rotor and I was seeing things. But I'm going to pull them out of the boxes and lay them out. And I'll bring you back once we got everything laid out. Alright guys, see ya. Alright guys, we're back with our rotor. And we filled this full of grease. We have this tube. We just scooped it all out of there and stuck it down in there. Big glob fell on the floor that I forgot about. We'll snatch that up. So we filled the center of that. And then I have this tool. I don't know if you guys can see that tool. You can see it. We're going to zoom out a little bit. So we have, it's a grease packing thing. You know, you can do it the old hand thing and do all that bullshit. But this thing here is trick. Once I find a bearing that I lost. Here's the small bearing. Gotta find the bigger bearing. Okay. Alright guys, we found the bearing. So you take this thing off, that's just the cap. And this thing just goes right in here. You just drop that bearing in there. The cone. And then you just press it and just kind of walk it back and forth a little bit. And just press down on it. It takes a little bit. Takes a little pressure. You just keep working it. You just press on it. And eventually, just keep working it down. Getting there. We're almost there. It takes a little time because, you know, the grease is thick, but pretty good, you know. There we go. Pull your bearing out of there. And look at that. See how the grease is pushed all the way through the bearing? That's a perfectly packed bearing. And we jammed this all full of crap already. So we're going to throw that bearing right in there. Stuff all the grease down in there. And then we're going to take this seal. I'm going to take this hammer that's way too big. I'm going to bash this seal in. Okay, that feels good. And then we're going to take our little bearing and we're going to stick it in there. We're going to do the same thing. Just kind of work it. Let it sit there. Just keep pressure on it. It'll get there eventually. This tool is awesome. I have one of those cones that you put the grease gun on and all that shit. That thing sucks. I used to have one of these and I broke it, and then finally I seen it. I don't remember what store I found this at. It was either AutoZone or I think it was AutoZone. Couldn't believe I seen it there though. Once I seen it, it was coming home with me. There we go. See how the grease is coming right back through that bearing? That's another perfectly packed bearing. So we're going to leave that in there for now. I'm going to reset you guys up over at the car so we can jam this rotor on there. Okay, I'll bring it back in a couple. Alright guys, here we go. We're going to jam that rotor on there. Sometimes that bearing will get a little bit crooked on you and it won't want to go on. So you might have to just kind of tap it. Well, that one went right on. So we're right on there now. I'll get that bearing in there. Get some grease on there. Make sure that race is all good. Got some grease on it. We'll stuff all that grease back in there. We like the grease. All right. All right, guys, we're going to throw the outer bearing in now. You have a washer that goes on here? And then we have the castle nut that goes on after. Okay, we got a nut on there. Going to adjust the dial, and we'll adjust that thing real quick. We got grease everywhere. So we're going to set these, just snug them down, spin it a couple times, get that grease to spread out. You know, I find, so the pin is going this way. So you got to kind of watch your pin. And then I'll crank it up a little bit tight. Spin it a little bit more. And then I'll back off to that hole. That feels pretty good. I like it. Yeah. All right. We've got a cotter key in there. And then we'll bash that cap on. Okay, we're going to stick our cotter pin in here. They give us cotter pins that are kind of too long. Okay, that's that. And then we're going to bash this cover on there. These things look like they fit like shit. Smashing this cover to pieces. I'm going to smash it to pieces. What's going on here? There's nothing in the way. Huh? Power tour? Final detail. I'm gonna smash this cover to fucking pieces. Put one of the old ones on. This thing fits like shit.
What, in China?
Yeah, it's fine if China's. This thing just doesn't want to go on there. I'll stop the camera in a minute and smash it to pieces. Got some dings in it, but it made it. Kind of ugly, but it's there. Okay. All right. Okay, we're going to get ready for that caliper. We're going to wash this off. I'll clean this off. And then we'll jam the caliper on next. Okay guys, we got our rotor all clean. Caliper's all clean. Everything's cleaned up. Everything looks good. So we are going to jam that caliper on there. And then there's just 2 pins that go in the hole. All right, here's our caliper. Bleed is always up. If it's not up, it's back. It's on. You're backwards. I don't know why we're bound up. These are the pins that go in there. They go in from the back. They'll end up coming in this hole, and this hole. So once everything's lined up, it should go right in that hole. I always put a little grease or anti-seize on that thread, and make sure there's in the back of the caliper, there's a piece that lets it float. You don't want that bound up in there.
Wild. Swaymar links, huh?
Yeah, those are new.
Where are those from?
I had to get them new.
Oh, they're from like...
They're from a 2014 Trailblazer.
They have knurled edges on them?
Yeah, it doesn't have a nut on top anymore. There's no nut. It's part of the thing. So we're going to tighten these 2 pins, and then that's the install of the brake. The hoses we don't like. The hoses, I have one on the other side. I'll show you guys. And I don't like it because it's too long. And I mean, we can use it, but if I can get better hoses, that's where we're going. We're going to get the correct hoses, because those things, the hoses they have in this kit are too long. You could probably tie wire it something or do something with it to make it not so bad. I'll show it to you though. So I'm going to tighten these 2, and we got disc brakes, man. We got to do some hoses. We do some bench bleeding. Then we're going to do the regular bleeding at all the wheels. And then we're going to be like in good shape, I hope. And then we got to go a bunch of motor stuff. We got to do sway bar end link, which I did one on the other side. I'll show you guys this side. I'll probably do that next. Okay, so this is all set. I mean, this is a done brake now. This is a done deal. So we'll just, there it is, guys. There's that brake. You know, not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, guys.
Fucking drop it. You get it. Oh, you shit.
How much other shit am I missing?
I like this.
Oh, the rubber stays.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
At least the bushings are gray, so you can tell.
This is kind of a wicked stupid setup. I almost want to fucking put it in backwards. I need that one there. This
one?
here. Yeah, I need that one too. This fucker here goes on here. So then you have to jam it in there and try to start all this.
Just because of the top?
Yeah, but it's got to go in that fucking hole. When you can't reach the fucking thing. Wonder if I should loosen the other side some more.
Oh, that look loose, doesn't it?
There we go. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're just spinning. It ain't starting. It's just fucking spinning.
You sure?
Yeah.
Where do you think I need to go?
I don't know. Plus I'm not recording.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's paused.
No, that's fine.
Oh, it is recording. Good, good. Thought I forgot. I can't see in that hole.
Me neither. You want me to loosen? There you go.
Nope.
You want to loosen that side?
I don't know. I can't.
I'm trying to.
I can see in that hole. It would be a mint.
This needs to try it again. This needs to go this way.
Can you take that off of there for a minute? There we go. Maybe there. That might work. Can you push it now?
I think it's hitting the side or something. Now, let me do the bottom, you do the top.
All right. You got it for a second?
Yep. If you can see, I can't see. Move the camera back a little.
Try it. Spin. I think that started. I think we got it.
Yep, got it.
Okay, guys, so we have sway bar end links in now, too.
Free hands on that deal, huh, bud?
Man, you need them. That thing's kind of, I like the old bolt situation. I think I like the nut on top better. All right, guys, there it is. We're going to snug those up. Hey, guys, we got more upgrades for the car. We haven't bought brakes yet, but we're going to put, so we robbed the headlights out of it. And we're going to put in these LED. I hope these things are good. I don't know. So we're going to do one. Take the chrome trim ring off, the aluminum ring, and put this stainless one on. Hopefully this is decent. I don't know. We're going to see. And you guys might be getting mad glares, so sorry if you're getting glares, because there's nothing I can really do about it. 'Cause I still can't see what I'm doing. Even with the light, I can't see what I'm doing. And everything wants to fall and crash and end up in the bottom of the bucket. So if we can get one screw, we got the one screw. I guess we have to kind of level these ourselves. I don't know. That's not tight. But see how it's like turned and shit? I mean, that's crazy. Like the glass ones, you have a thing that locks it. Like it goes in there and that's it. You turn it. But these things are going to be crazy. It's going to be craziness to get that straight. And if it's not straight, I'm sure it's going to drive me crazy, you know? I don't know, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good? I don't know. We're going to do like an alignment on this shit too if we need to, because all my old cars, the left hand, the driver's headlight is always pointed to the right. So you don't blind oncoming cars. I think that's a thing of the past, because it seems that everybody's headlights are blasting right in your face. And it's so bright these days that you can't see where the hell you're going anyway. So, I don't know. So I want headlights like, these things better be bright, man. They better scorch the earth. If they're like setting stuff on fire when I come down the road, then it's probably perfect. This says DOT SAE, so I'm guessing that's the top. I'm going to check the instructions real quick, because it kind of looks like maybe it's upside down. Well, let me pause you guys for a minute. I'm going to look at the instructions. Well, hopefully they have a picture. I looked at the directions or some Q code thing. It brings me to a video that's not this light, so whatever. I'm guessing the DOT and the lettering would be facing up. I normally like pulling these off completely, but we have one Phillips screw up there that's not happy. So we ended up kind of doing this, and I don't like doing that, but we're going to plug this in here. I think eventually later on, so I'm going to wire this eventually a little bit different. I want 4 low beams on all the time instead of just 2 lows and 2 highs. So then I'll have 4 lows and 4 highs. That's how we're going to end up doing it eventually. But I need a 3-prong plug for this one, which I don't have at the minute. So we're going to just do it this way. I don't like bending these stainless rings either. I'd rather just take them out and put the light in correctly. And there's no pin to index it either, so you got to kind of, and they got some scratches in them and stuff too, but you got to be the one to straighten it. You know, it doesn't, like the glass bulbs have that thing that makes it straight. And I hate bending these because they never really go back the way they should. That looks pretty straight, I think. And now I'm probably going to blind you guys. You're probably going to get a glare, but I need the light. Just got to stay there for a second. I lost a screwdriver. We got a screwdriver, we got a screw. See where the screw is supposed to go. That's what I was talking about, that thing being bent up a little bit. It's making it a little bit funny. Well, it's going in, so we're okay. We'll get one more screw to put in. We're going to figure out what we need to adjust these. Like later on tonight we'll back it out and put it on the garage doors, see where they are and do all the measurements and all that. I mean, these don't have a thing to the, I don't know, normally there's a line somewhere on here you're supposed to measure off of. I don't know, I guess we'll figure it out to the center of the headlight or whatever. I want a car with like decent headlights for once. I mean, all the time I'm driving around and it's like, I bought these fancy lights for my truck. You can't adjust them enough to make the things work right. So it's just a pain in the ass. The next one you have to do a little modification on because we don't have a 3-prong and they're all set up 3-prong, but I'll show you that guy's that. Okay guys, they give you this thing, the pigtail. It goes from a 3 to a 2, so you're just not using the 3rd. But you're doubling up all the connections to fail. So we're not going to use that. So on this thing here, there's your plug. If you look down in there, there's a little spot. You can stick a pick or something down in there. There's a little thing that holds the wire in. Just kind of mangle it around a little bit, you'll find it. And then the wire should pull out of there, like that. So then the wire pulls out. I just fold it back, and then I just tape it to the harness, because I'm going to use this later on when we do that modification. This will end up going back. I just need the three thing for there. And we'll just tape that right to the harness. It's not live, it doesn't have any power going to it, so I just don't want double the connections to burn up. You know, if something's bad or not a happy connection or whatever. I don't want to double up the connections to burn out. I think this only went one way, and I don't remember which way it was. The 3rd pin down? I think the 3rd pin was down. You guys are probably going to get blinded now because I want to test that and make sure we're going the right direction here. Alright, let's turn that on for a second. See if we got it plugged in correctly. Do we have it plugged in correctly? We do! Alright. If that plug's flipped over, you would think it wouldn't matter. Positive, negative, I don't know. It matters. They don't turn on if they're plugged in backwards. Okay, and then you just stuff all your stuff back in there. So eventually we'll run a wire from the low beam one, which is the one that is missing that I took out of there. So it'll plug into this to that, so it'll have 4 low beam, 4 high beam. And we're going to put DOT at the top. I'm guessing because it's the top. And I'm guessing. I don't know that that's truth or not truth. And this one's missing one of our stainless tabs is missing on this one. This only has 2 holding it in. So this will be the one that rotates if something weird happens, and this white thing will end up being all crazy and it'll drive me insane. where's our light at? There it is. Alright, sorry if you're getting blinded, guys. The little stainless tab is still in there with the screw. I could probably take that and give it a little zap with the welder and fix this thing. Something don't look right here. I think I picked the wrong one. We picked the wrong screw hole. We picked the wrong screw hole. It needs to be this one. You'd think those would be symmetrical, but they're not. Okay. That started. Let's see if we can... You'd think this thing would be easy to rotate in there too. It's not. It's not easy to rotate. It's not anything. It's a pain in the ass. Here we go. It's definitely turned slightly. Definitely turns. Oh, that might have been enough right there. Yeah, see, I don't know. I hope these ain't upside down. I don't think DOT would be stamped on there upside down. But it almost seems like the light should be the other way around for some reason. Because see, this has got a curve in it. Like that white piece has a curve in it. The bottom, well, the bottom has a curve in it too, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Would you print something on a light and then have it go in the thing upside down? I wouldn't. I would not do that. It would be straight. That's me. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, that's tight. Come on, where are you? And that's tight. That's not tightening? Oh, it's tightening. Okay, there we go. I think I tightened these already. I did. We're going to leave our bezels off so we can do the 2 adjusting screws. Let's see what we got, guys. We're going to see what we got. And I'll turn the lights off in the shop and we'll see how good we were. How much brighter it is. Well, I didn't do it before. I should have did it before. I didn't do it before. I'll take you guys with me for a minute. Shine you this way. And stick you up in the air. Let's see what it looks like. There we go. So there we are. And that's Pole Barn Garage right there. Oh yeah. Much better. That's much better. Oh, look at that, huh? Nice and bright. I like it. I do like it. I'm not crazy about the way they look with that white strip in the middle. I mean, you can't see it now, but all our lights are working, I think. Do a little quick walk around here. All our markers are working. Yep. All our marker lights are working. All right, guys, that's one more thing down. One more thing down. We still got to bleed brakes. But, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Okay, guys, we're going to bench bleed the master. I just do it on the car. You can do it in the vise and whatever you want to do, but I just throw it on the car. It's easier. They give you these plastic things. They jam in there. I don't really like these. They used to give you a screw-in thing that was real cheap, and then they figured out a way to make that even cheaper. So now you have these things. And you just push them in there. Front and rear, and then you run your hoses up and over, and they give you a little clip, and then you just pump it until all the air bubbles. You'll see them. I'll zoom it in for you, and we'll do a couple little things. I'll show you how it's kind of done, and then we'll go from there. You want to go slow with this? Don't go ramming on it. You'll spray up and make a huge mess. If you go slow, it's not that bad. It's better with two people, because then you got somebody that you can talk. I gotta use a stick and try to stand out here and watch it at the same time. See all the bubbles coming out of there? And then you'll see the fluid go back through the line. See the bubbles in the plastic tubes right here? That's the air coming out of the master. And you just want to keep working it. And you don't have to go real fast. That's how you do it, guys. That's a bench bleed. It would be the same thing in the vise, but you'd be using a rod in the, or a screwdriver or whatever in the master. So then you just gotta work it forever. It sucks when you're alone because you can't see what you're doing. I'm trying to find a spot where I can see. Check your fluid level every now and then too. Make sure those hoses stay under the fluid, because it'll start just pulling air back. That's what it looks like it's doing right now. I can't tell, I'm so far away. I'm hoping that's not the case. Yeah, see that forward hose almost out of the shit. This thing is at such an angle, it's craziness. It's got a crazy angle on it. This master cylinder. See, it dropped down quite a bit, but the angle on it's so bad, I don't know. Well, I'm going to pull out a little because I'm pretty sure I've seen the air coming back. Put that back, make sure that stays on. And if you get a whole bunch of bubbles floating in there, just give it time. Let the bubbles go away. If they start floating all over the top of this, let the bubbles go away. Because you don't want to start just sucking them back and forth. You don't want to start a circle of just bubbles going around in circles. The front one seems like it wants to be difficult. We might have to let it sit for a few minutes. The rear one looks like it's good to go, but that front one I keep seeing bubbles get back in there. Okay guys, we're going to let that sit for a while, but that's the gist of it anyway. So yeah, that's bench bleeding. And we're just going to take these out. We're going to give this a while to sit because I don't know why the air pockets keep coming back. So we're going to give this a minute to sit. And then I'll finish that up and then we'll screw these lines in and then we'll stop bleeding on the four corners and I'll bring you guys back for that. See ya. Alright guys, while we're waiting for that thing to gravity, we're going to keep an eye on that fluid level right there. So we'll just keep an eye on that, watch it for dropping. Hopefully it does. It doesn't seem like it's moving at all. We're going to zip these 4 bolts out. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. And we'll man that out of the way. That hose, and we'll get that cover off. And we'll see what it ends in with, that's been sitting for 30 whatever years. With low mileage looks like inside. I don't know, maybe it's a moisture rusty mess. Maybe it looks brand new. I don't know. Maybe it's full of crap. Like sludge? I don't know. Well, we're going to take a look. We're going to see it together. We're going to do valve cover gaskets on this leaky thing. 1. It does have some type of a weird what's-in-the-dingy on it. That was on the front one. This front one has it also. Looks like it's going into the wiring harness, so we're going to leave it there. Okay. I'm sure you guys are getting a good shot of my bald head. Alright, that's 4. So that cover's ready to come off now. I don't know how stuck it's going to be. Probably stuck like Chuck. Oof. There it is. Look at that thing, huh? Super clean in there. Super clean in there. Heck yeah, buddy. Cover's a little but not bad. Not bad, there's the cover. Not terrible for sitting, I don't know, we're throwing wrenches on the floor too. Not too bad. We'll take it. We'll take it. So I guess I'll get that cleaned up and we'll stick a new gasket on there. And we'll jam that sucker back on. Yeah, all the rockets are nice and clean. The gasket came off the head for the most part, except for a few pieces here, right here. I like that because I don't mind cleaning the covers. I hate scraping on the block because no matter how careful you are, that stuff loves to get inside. Heck yeah, guys, look at that thing. That's like nicey nice in there. Wire's gonna want to get stuck under the cover. Yeah, that thing's super nice inside. Nice and clean. I like it. We put some crud in there, of course. We'll get the crud out. We're going to do an oil change also. Threw one of our wrenches away. How nice that is inside. Boy, this thing is pretty good. These wrenches. Guess we'll put it up there where it wants to be. And I'll probably right stuff the cover. I'll right stuff the gasket to the cover and then leave it, you know, the way it is on here. Yeah, so I'm going to zip the other cover off now. I'll move you guys over there so you can see. We'll pull the 4 bolts out of that one. Yeah. Zippity doo dah on this one next. We'll move our light over. How's that look? That looks pretty good. Okay, so we have a wire holder here. It's not holding one of them though. How's it not holding? So, okay, so it's pretty much in order. It will untwist all these. It must be broken. I guess it doesn't like to hold it. These wires off. Hopefully none of them break. Okay. So I'm holding 3 of them out. That's the first one. Flip these up there. And the super long one was number 1. I'm going to breathe the tube sitting here for me. Yeah, we can work around this, I think, no problem. Get these 4 bolts out. This has one of those weird things on the top. Oh, it has one on the bottom too for the coolant temperature sensor. We'll leave that right down there hanging on that wire. Yeah, see it right there? That's how the coolant temperature sensor. I'm wondering if we got another spot to get into this thing. I'd like to put a set of gauges in it. I'm thinking we're going to get rid of this stupid thing. So I can put a set of gauges in it before the trip because I'd like to know what it's doing. Look at that. Oh, that's nice and clean. This cover's even better. Why is it always that way in a Pontiac? Look at that cover. Always one cleaner than the other. I never understood that. That side's pretty good. I mean, the cover's a little bit dirty is what I mean. I mean, the rockets and everything still look about the same. But maybe because that oil fill cap is over there, maybe it gets moisture. I don't know. That's probably reason. Okay guys, I'm going to pause you on that. Look at that though, huh? Yeah, buddy. We're going to pause you on that and I'll get those cleaned up, and once the gaskets are ready to go, we'll stab them back on there. Okay guys, we're going to jam our covers back on. A couple lights up in here. There we go. Ain't doing much, is it? There we go. Better. Much better. Alright, let's stab these suckers back on. Cleaned up real good inside too. You guys can see where you guys are. I can never tell where you guys are at. There we go. Not bad. Not bad at all. So there's nothing stuck underneath there. Now we have all new hoses. We have our valve cover gasket fixed. These things were leaking. Leaking. They were leaking pretty bad. We're not going to tighten them with the gun. I'll use the ratchet, but I mean, yeah, I'll use the ratchet to tighten them. This one was on top in the back. I don't know what that was holding, but it was holding something. And then our last one already had a little thing with jiggy on it. It was hanging down here on the wire, I thought. There it is. There you go. Yep. Okay. Okay, that's one. I'll move you guys over. I'll just snug these up later on. We'll stick our spark plug wires back on. So you can do that now. So this long one was number one. These stayed in order. Hopefully they stayed in order. If we messed them up, well, they messed up. And there'll be backfires all over the place. Which I don't think we did. So I think we're good to go. This one? And then there's the super long one that's in the front. I don't want to run over everything. Okay, what's that? Alright, we're going to do the other side, so I'm going to move you guys over. You guys can see this side. We put the cap on there. It's still gravity in. It's not gravity in that great, so I think the proportion valve might be switched or stuck or whatever. Alright, there we go. Same. It's going to be the same deal. Oh, we need a light. We need a light over here. There we go. Lift up the hose. On that hose. We did these before I did the booster. Well, it came right out of there. There we go. Alright. Wire stuck under there like I said it was gonna. There we go. That's going to be right there. That holds that wiring harness. That holds the wiring harness. There's one. this works. Nothing down there. There's nothing down there. Had to have been up top. Okay. We have this, we have this. I'm pretty sure that was in the back. If the video shows different, I'll move it. 'Cause I don't know what it was here for. Thinking it was clipped to this harness at one point. It's just not there anymore. Pretty sure it was, actually. I want to make sure there's nothing under there or stuck under there or any wires stuck under there. Everything looks good. We got a nice new gasket. No smell of oil burning off. The thing's starting to leak pretty good. I didn't really notice the oil level going down. I never had a low oil or anything. You know, once I started working underneath the car, I was like, dang, that's pretty bad. It was definitely wet under there. You know, leaking shit. Okay. Okay, guys, that's that. And then we are going to put the wires back on. These are in their own room also. This thing comes up here. One. Two. Well, it's not actually one or two. You know. Saying it was a two. It's not one or two at all. Okay. And then one more in the back. Right here. I can't seem to find it. There it is. There it is. Okay, here we go. Get all the wires back on. Snug up the valve covers. Guys probably don't need to see me do that. I'm going to get the air cleaner back on. I'm going to throw some antifreeze in it. Make sure we don't have any leaks. Fire it up, get a little bit warm. We'll dump the oil. Yeah, and then we got brakes to bleed. Alright guys, I'll bring you back. Like, share, subscribe.